T minus 50 seconds. T minus 40 seconds. T minus 30 seconds. T minus 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling show on the planet.
On the planet. That is right. Y'all, I'm mad as hell. I'm not even gonna waste my time. If you know, listen, I'm gonna be honest. I'm looking for Joseph. I'm looking for Bobby. Y'all know.
Chad.
I'm looking for Chad. What's up tomorrow? I am mad as hell tonight. Okay. This is the Rebillion post show. Of course, we are here, the Salt Shakers, the most dominating tag team in women's wrestling talk history, forever, then, now, and more. I am here with the beautiful and sensational, our EIC. I feel like I haven't said that in a long time, but our editor-in-chief, none other than Santana.
Oh, well, thank you so much for having me, Nickie. I'm really so happy to be here with you.
Are you?
I really am. I really am. You know, it amazes me how everything that we really discussed on Thursday, bring it over to Saturday. It's a sad day in Impact. It's a sad day in Impact. It really is.
For me, definitely. I mean, I don't know. Maybe other people are pretty ecstatic about what happened.
Like back to back, you know, like double.
Yeah. I suffered 2 losses back to back. And tonight we will have 2 moment of silences for Trey Miguel and Deonna Purrazzo. I have no idea. I really don't. I'm repping the Virtuosa shirt, available now on Pro Wrestling Tees. Y'all know I ain't gonna leave my boy hanging. Stop playing with that man. Great run for both of them, but you know, Trey's hits a little different. Because I was not expecting nor I was ready for that to happen. I feel like somebody had punched me in my gut. You know, that's an Impact title, right? That's an Impact championship. Mm-hmm. That's the X Division championship. And now, you know, we have to report it. And new, unfortunately, I'm going to go ahead and say it. Wow. You know?
Completely unexpected.
Unexpected. Utterly unexpected.
Do we do the moment of silence now or no?
Yeah, we can go ahead. Y'all run it up. Make sure, hey, if you watching, run up them comments for my boy Trey. Like the GOAT, the man, stop playing with that man, Spider Trey. Like, please, like, moment of silence, y'all.
All right. So it's a sad day in Impact Wrestling. You know, everybody knows how Trey, you know, has become a part of the family a little bit.
Yeah.
And it saddens us that, you know, he's no longer holding that title.
Yeah.
It's Joseph. Welcome.
Thank you, Joseph. I've been looking for you, boy. You know how mad I was. I was at work. I yelled. I was so upset. Everybody knows how much I love and adore Trey. I really do. He is really just spectacular. He did such a great job tonight in the match. All of them did, honestly. They really did. All of them did.
They did.
It was a really good match. But stop playing with that man. That man, like, that man lost tonight, and I'm like, whoa, that's what we doing. That's what we doing.
It sucks that he took the pin, though.
That's what we doing.
That's what they're doing.
So it is what it is.
Joe said he didn't see Ace Austin winning. I don't think neither of us, if you remember the prediction that we did on Thursday, we did not even speak of Ace Austin. That
was the one person that we made clearly not gonna win.
Like, it was either Speedball or Trey retaining. And unfortunately, that did not transpire. And Bobby said that he wants to see Ace versus Trey Miguel. Hopefully,
I hope so too. I hope it's happening in 2 weeks under Siege. And I will be there with my Trey Miguel shirt on. Because I don't give a damn if he's champion or not. You know, it was a surprise of the night. But moving on, you know, we do, you know, we have to move on. Okay. You know, it may happen. That is true. It may just happen, honestly.
It's possible.
It's very possible. But listen, before we even got to that, countdown to Rebillion, which I've always encouraged all of us to watch the beautiful post show. One of your favorites was getting the hell kicked out of him.
Whoa. Wait a minute, hold on.
We're not gonna do it. But one of my favorites, Eddie Edwards. I mean, listen. Were we really expecting Eddie Edwards to pull it off?
No,
we weren't.
Not at all.
There was absolutely no inspiration there, was it?
It was absolutely.
Did you think he was going to win? Did you?
It wasn't even iconic enough.
I don't think you really thought that he was going to win, did you?
No, not at all. Like, wasn't even the top of the discussion.
We really didn't know. We really didn't know he was going to even be in the match.
No, it was originally supposed to be, whatever. It was originally supposed to be, Eddie versus Jonathan Gresham, but unfortunately, Jonathan Gresham had a concussion.
He did.
So they replaced it with none other than, the ultimate finesse, your girl's favorite wrestler.
You sound like Jay White over there.
I know, right?
But it was a good match. Honestly, stellar performance from both of them, and I love as the Salt Shakers we get to see two of our favorites go head to head.
We definitely listen.
We see Eddie Edwards and Chris Bay. We see two different talents of Impact Wrestling. We see two men who are completely opposites in establishment and who they are to Impact. So
this is the battle of Honor No More versus the Bullet Club. Literally,
still Impact to me.
Yeah, true. Still Impact you, but Honor No More at this time because he's over there with them. But nonetheless, it was a really, really good match. There was some point where I really thought that Chris was really about to really take this man out, but unfortunately, he came with the loss, but he had a beautiful jacket on. Nice.
He had no.
It wasn't iconic, but his jacket was, and it's okay because
it looked really good. Trey and his gear and Speedball's gear all looked really.
That's what I was like. Is there a black and white effect going on here? Where I thought maybe they could have went on. Honestly, they would have been a nice little faction. To be honest, I can't even lie.
Listen,
but we gonna who knows?
I love it because we're gonna move right along to the.
The lead of the Bullet Club.
We have too much fun over here at Impact. It's a great place to be. No, but seriously, did you think, honestly, and I'm not even going to say it, Jay White versus Steve Macklin versus Chris Sabin? I mean, like, hello?
What a way to open up the show.
Like, this match was crazy. And then at the end, Steve. Steve Macklin gets the win, everybody.
Yeah, he does, unfortunately. But Jay White did not get the pin. He didn't take the pin. Chris Sabin took the pin. So
he didn't.
He moved himself out the way. But yeah, I mean, other than that, it was a really, really good match. Great way to start the show. Honestly, it really was a great way to start the show.
Make sure y'all put, hey, I'm telling you, this is a good question from the Wrestling Classic. Are the Bullet Club out there to be more a part of AEW? Seems rhetorical. But we did see Jay White in AEW, and now, back. Not really back in Impact, but
I mean, we would say that he was back more so doing some things with AEW, and I think because of the whole New Japan thing, because Jay White is actually signed to New Japan, and they're doing this whole Forbidden Door thing, and he's working with the Undisputed Elite. We're probably going to see more Jay White on AEW. So
that is right, because coming over the summer, we will have, the Forbidden Door.
We will.
Yeah. The Forbidden Door, Women's Wrestling Talk. We are good. How are you?
We're wonderful. Amazing try. We are doing absolutely amazing.
We are. And yeah, Bay and White, they're great.
They are. I mean, whether they win or lose, it doesn't take the fact away that they're not talented people.
I didn't even know they lost.
I was really looking at how wonderful they looked tonight. It was
just I will say now, out of both of them though, I did think that they were definitely going to pull out the victory for both of them. Like, I really did. Like, I thought it was going to be like, let's get to it. But that's just the dominance of a faction sometimes. That's the presence of a faction sometimes. You don't always need the win,
And with Jay White or Chris Bay, whether they won or lost, I mean, it doesn't take away anything.
I love Steve Macklin.
Kudos to those. He's cool. I don't know what he had going on. I thought he was, channeling his Darby Allin the Sting thing.
He was slamming him.
No, he was really bulldozing them over. He was going crazy.
Okay. So I don't know. Well, of course we're saving the extravagance for last.
Yeah.
But I mean, let's just get it over. This was really like, did you enjoy it?
Honestly, it wasn't a bad match. I think Jonah, like what I said when I was watching, I think it went on like a lot longer than expected.
You are too.
It went on a lot longer than it was expected. But what I will say is that Jonah has been doing an amazing job in Impact and on the Indies since he was released from WWE. He was doing an amazing job. So to see him go against someone like Ishii, who's been pretty popular on Impact recently, we've been seeing a lot of him. Although I think Nickie knows who he is now, and
by this moment,
I believe
that's the guy that him and Eddie Edwards.
That was him that we sat there front row and watched together as one. All right.
We did because we were live. That was the live one, right?
Yeah. Okay. That was the live one. Oh God.
I don't know. I just felt like that Jonah has really been carrying his weight, and really and truly, he's a good. Need I say he's a good actor?
Yeah,
if you catch my drift, he and so many others are proof that you can still achieve big things after leaving WWE. I'm gonna start reading comments like that.
Oh.
Could you imagine? But no, I definitely agree tomorrow. 100%.
It was cool.
WWE is not the end of alls.
No, sometimes people Sometimes people get their start in WWE,
And I
but
had to use that, to be
they
honest.
take
Like,
their. But things I will
I used
say
to think
that
WWE
they.
was
I mean, well, I mean, in most cases, a lot of people want to be there. You know, because
yeah.
that is the biggest platform.
Like, look at Roxanne, formerly known as Roxy.
Mm-hmm.
She looks excited,
She looks extremely excited. Yeah, I mean, we definitely lost the room when he went, when and whatnot. But I still think he's doing amazing. You know what I'm saying? On the indies, he's doing a lot of great things.
To be honest, I forgot he was even in there for a while.
Yeah.
In NXT.
Oh well. I mean, he was a North American champion.
He's a nice guy.
And he was a North
Oh, he
American.
was the champion.
Yeah, he lost it to Swerve, to be
Oh.
exact. And then Swerve lost it that same night. So.
When it comes to a lot of the order facts for the men, I have no idea.
I tend to keep up a lot, just not too many men like to talk about women's wrestling all the time. Sucks for them though, because women's wrestling is 1,000.
No, women's wrestling is definitely over 1,000, especially.
Definitely.
I mean, we'll get into it later, but especially tonight. I mean, what transpired? Jesus Christ. Moving right along to the second to last men's thing. Let me just say this. I don't even care about them winning. I think two things that really stuck out for us. Mm-hmm. Chelsea Green and how absolutely stunning she looked, obviously carrying this faction with her husband and Brian Myers, along with something that we talked about on the prediction show, which was the tag that was formed between Jordynne Grace and Morrissey that we saw as a surprise entry tonight. And I don't think any of us was really truly, I don't know if we just thought that was just a one-off, but
yeah, like we were saying on there, I was like, hold on. Because when I saw I saw the major players, they started off this little gauntlet thing first. And then I saw Jordynne come out. I was like, I literally sat up. I was like, hold on.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. So I was like, no. And then Morrissey comes out and it's like, okay, so they were really alluding to the fact that they were going to be a part of this gauntlet of 8 tags, which I really personally didn't even know I personally did not know that they were going to be a part of that. But honestly, I would have to say that they did an amazing job. They really did. Despite them losing so quickly, they did a really, really great job. Jordynne, like I said, when she's a part of intergender matches, she shines a lot. And I mean, of course, continue your feud with somebody who took your title from you. Why not be a part of that? And I mean, Chelsea getting put through the table. I mean, Morrissey definitely helped her out a lot because Chelsea would have probably been exposed if she wasn't holding on to her top. I will say that. And I think we just lost Nickie, but she'll be back in. I don't know. I think that with having them start off, I think it was great to kind of continue on with this story between them, honestly, because when you have someone like Jordynne Grace who's a powerhouse, extremely, extremely, extremely dominant, you got somebody like Morrissey of his capacity, his stature, and you got somebody like Chelsea Green who's playing the mind games. She kicks Morrissey in the groin, but come to find out he had a cup protecting himself while Chelsea ended up hurting herself. Yeah, so I mean, what more can you ask for? But luckily he did protect her by, covering up the blessings because we don't need any exposure going on that show tonight. But other than that, I thought it was pretty good. Chelsea, she sold that table spot really, really well. I will say that.
Did this get answered?
No, not yet. We're still talking. Mm-hmm.
I think it's gonna be the Briscoes. I think tomorrow at the taping, and I'm not spoiling anything. I'm just predicting because I'm not going to the show. Right. But I know that the Briscoes are on the card for tomorrow, so they could easily be the next one. I do think that Jordynne Grace does really great in her matches. I'm a huge huge fan of hers.
She's amazing.
I don't know. She's amazing. She is, and we actually watched a few of her matches last night. I actually watched the match between her and Indy.
Yeah.
And it
I
was
love to see it. I love seeing Jordan in intergender matches. I love to see women, period, in intergender matches.
yeah.
Just to see them, pick the men up and toss them around the same way men be tossing each other around. I think that's great.
Yeah.
I love that, honestly.
I do, and I won't say any names, but I wish that things were a little different to where we could see, because Impact has given us some great intergender storylines and matches with really, some really great competitors over the years. And I think Jordynne Grace has really filled that certain dynamic that I love to see in intergender, especially honestly, I will definitely put down Matt Cardona versus Jordynne Grace, top 10 matches of the year. I don't care.
Yeah, it was amazing. Like this, I think the second time when they had like a street fight or whatever, that was really
stuff.
It was
child. And that was on regular TV. That was on Access.
Definitely.
That was she's just, I don't know. She has this, just like I say, dominance and presence that I really love and enjoy. And I think that when she gets in the ring, it doesn't matter what she's doing or who's it with. I'll say this. Someone probably needs to be worried about their championship when it comes to thank you so much.
Definitely should be worried about your champion, Matt Cardona.
Definitely.
You know what? First of all, I like Matt Cardona. Don't get me wrong. However, I have to say this because I don't know what tanning salon he walked out of, but he obviously ordered in the color of our shirt because he was dark. Okay, he was cooked. He was burnt. He was definitely overheated.
I just want to say that I just feel like Matt Cardona is what people think Roman is.
Oh, wow. I would have never even. Do you mind elaborating on that, Nickie?
So I really think that in WWE, and this is just what I have felt when I branch out to other promotions, especially in this era. I feel like, and this is not only to Roman, because we've had this conversation multiple times. I think that even for Charlotte would be at a different marquee if she was able to go to different promotions. And back to my comment about Matt Cardona being what people think Roman is, I just think that man has been the most dominating force in men's wrestling. And honestly, he had a better year than Roman. People can say what they want, but I think it has a lot to do with it's infused by the loyalty to WWE. And of course, WWE for a lot of people is just that high marquee. But if we're looking at someone who is and I'm not even trying to be funny, a better wrestler, his promos are sick. He really he can go anywhere and piss anyone off. And not for one moment has it gotten stale.
No.
Not for one moment. I'm not even the biggest Matt Cardona fan. I just respect him. And I'm interested to see where this, I'm sorry. We're just talking about men's wrestling. I just think it's really not a diss to Roman. It's just, I think that when I hear people talk about, who's really doing it when it comes to overall, Matt Cardona doesn't, really get a lot of.
And I know people say that, him going around collecting all these titles really don't matter.
I know that's your guy. I said I love you, Tamara. I know that's your guy, but
Oh, forget Roman. That man can't even do anything right now. That man is on the bench. But
I remember when Moose had brought him up.
Yeah. We'll get into him in a few minutes.
Mhm.
But I mean, I know a lot of people they do attack Matt Cardona and say, "Oh, he's going around, collecting all these titles that don't even matter." At the end of the day, he's collecting titles. He's doing things that a lot of these wrestlers will probably wish they could do, but they can't. Well, see, we don't drag JTG around here.
We can't.
He doesn't do anything for us to want to drag him.
And
Like
he's great.
he's a great person, but Roman,
yeah, that's public enemy number one for Santana.
I
just don't like.
For the Usos now.
I have nothing for him. That's just it. I just think, and my issue is not even with Roman. My issue is the people that put Roman on a pedestal, and they are blind to, I think, the facade of Roman, if that makes sense. I think that for some men in wrestling, and we've talked about this a lot, he's their last hope.
Y'all get bonus off that man. Anyway, as we move back to Impact, where
let's get back.
Takes place at that matters. I mean, of course, what's like the last match. This one here. I mean, the main event. I mean, the excitement and happiness to finally see this man get revenge after being embarrassed in front of his family. National television.
Talk about
almost thinking about like probably we didn't even know if he was going to be able to be a part of Impact Wrestling anymore due to traveling and personal issues and stuff like that. But to see him come back and finally dethrone the Moose, it's amazing.
It's amazing.
It's rejoicefulness, and I feel like this is going to be the same way I feel when somebody come in and do that to Roman. Hallelujah. But honestly, shout out to Josh Alexander.
Man, listen, you did that.
It was a really, really good match. It was a close call. I mean, there was at some point where I really thought like they was gonna let that man lose. This whole thing has been wrapped around him from the video packages to the whole thing tonight with Scott Demore. It was just everything just felt like it was time for Josh Alexander to get his revenge. And he finally got it. And here we are. He is your new champion. So it's like, where does Moose go now? Back to the forum.
Girl, I am screaming. I do think that it definitely was a moment that was worth waiting for. I've gone to some of the shows. I've watched Josh wrestle different people, and I've sit there and I've been very grateful because he is one of the best in the world. Honestly, he is truly. And I would sit there sometimes and I would be like, you know what? Like, dang, like he's not, when is he going to get that opportunity? But then I'd be like, know what? I'm just happy to see him wrestle. Right. And then when he came back, that just was like, man, I was just like, I cannot even believe this. And then Jamari, we talk about this all the time. Josh is our 2020s Kurt Angle. And that's why I think I love him so much. Like, there's just something about, I just know that this reign is about to be utterly magnificent. I always bring the adjectives over here. I don't know why.
You definitely do.
But I do. Like, I think this is about to be like, he is about to run through everybody that comes
crazy
way. I will say this. I hope it ends somewhere. Of course, if y'all know where I'm going with this. The first competitor should be Eddie Edwards.
I mean, it's possible.
And the last. And that's how we need to end it.
But how would they end it though? Like, would Trey be a baby face? Or I don't think that really matters over there with them.
No, it really doesn't. But Trey is more of a baby face. Even though people like to boo him in the crowd and shit. I'm child. Come see about me. Don't be booing that man. Y'all need to put some respect on that man. Not real shit.
Right.
But no, I do think that Josh is gonna have like he's gonna run through Jonah. He probably gonna run through Eddie. He gonna have some time with probably it's gonna be him and Jay White at some moment.
Mm-hmm.
Sammy Callahan gonna have to come back.
Oh, it's the most definitely. We haven't seen him in a minute though.
We ain't seen him in a
He's been real quiet, real low key.
yeah.
Maybe he'll be Josh's first opponent
Mm.
on the siege. Maybe at Slammiversary.
Well, with that being said, the South Shakers will be at Slammiversary.
Front row and center.
Front row and center. So
With my camera. You know what if I'm
yeah, I can't wait for you to get these pictures.
I'm excited.
I am too. Well, moving right along, y'all. Listen, congratulations again. We are very excited to be spending our Thursday nights on Access TV with and the new Impact World Champion, Josh Alexander. And that wraps up, pretty much it all for the men. I have very different accents. I can give you New York, I can give you South, I can give you UK, I can give you a little Australian. So yeah, it comes out. It the Southern accent definitely comes out at night. But yeah, that was it for the men.
That's all for the men. We're officially done with the men at the moment. And we move over to what we're here for, women's wrestling talk.
Yes, the number one women's wrestling show on the planet. And this is the women's edition of Rebillion post show. First match. So I'm really excited about this. Obviously, my girl Madison Rain. Shout out to the listen. We're not gonna play with Madison Rain.
OG.
Shout out to the OG. Okay, for holding it down. And still, your Knockouts World Tag Team Champions, The Influence. Okay, beating The Inspiration once again. Now, let me just say, this was probably the best I've seen from both of these teams. Honestly, I think since they've either, with Tenille and Madison, since they've been together, and since the Inspiration have gone into Impact, this has been their best performance. What do you think?
I believe so. I mean, honestly, they really didn't have that much time. But within the time that they did have, they made it work.
Yeah.
They made it worth like wanting to pay attention. And shout out to, of course, Inspiration on their Britney Spears inspirational tour with, their gear and whatnot. I thought it was Janet Jackson. Honestly, they could have fooled me. But I really did. But I think, this was a nice way to just put them on the countdown, the poster pre-show. It was really good. I don't know, like it was. I just say it was nice. In regards to like who we think their next of challengers would be, for the tag titles, I don't know. I really don't know who could it be. I mean, it could be.
It's definitely gonna be Decay.
It could be, it's
unless they're gonna circle the block with Lady Frost and
Giselle. I mean, we did see Madison Rain and Giselle have a little conversation.
Yeah, what was that about? Because I want to ask you, girl, what are you doing?
It didn't make any sense. I don't even think Giselle was even looking at the match, to be honest. I think Giselle was occupied somewhere else. But I mean, they could, well, like I said, when Lady Frost, recovers from her minor surgery or whatever, they could spin the block there. As of right now, I mean, of course, the Inspiration could still be trying to find their way to get their titles back or whatever. Or you could go in with Decay. You can go in with, I don't know, maybe
Natasha Steels and Savannah.
Yeah, it's possible. I mean,
the Forbidden Door is also like, and this is the one thing that we're not clear on when it comes to that Forbidden Door thing. We don't even know if we're getting any women's matches on the card. We watched the Windy City, the New Japan show, and listen. To be honest, it would have been nice to have women on the show, but I guess that's a different thing. I guess. But
with New Japan, there's never been women on the show.
It's never. Yeah,
the
so
only thing is like Stardom,
right. So
but
it's like with having this AEW inclusive, with the Forbidden Door, I
mm-hmm.
want you guys to, how can I say this? Let's as together as a cohesive, however you say it, let's push for women's matches on Forbidden. Like I want the conversation to be had. I want it, and even if it's not, even if not, we don't get it, then we just don't get it.
Yeah.
This would be this actually would be good.
I mean, of course, why not? The creator of the Beautiful People going against someone she brought in.
Yeah,
Matt,
Rain and her would go nuts.
they really would. And then you have, like Mandy Lyon, who is not that terrible in the ring as well. And her and Angelina do mesh well a lot. If you pretty much watch them on like Ring of Honor or NWA.
We need to make a hashtag.
What's the hashtag?
Hashtag Women in the Forbidden Door.
Hashtag Women in the
Women
Forbidden
in
Door.
Forbidden. I don't know. We got to come up with it. We got to figure it out.
Yeah, make sure it ain't that long. Then people be
we need to somehow figure out how we can get, because we want this as much as
the men do. I mean, men get everything. Like you guys get everything and complain the freaking most.
We've had a few, of course, with the Knockouts being the most dominating women's division of all time.
Mm-hmm.
I do think that with the pay-per-views that we've had and stuff, I still think there just needs to be. That's the one thing. If I could go back to when Impact and AEW was doing, New Japan and all the Forbidden Doors were,
it was great.
It was great, but there was this one thing missing, and that was Deonna Purrazzo, and that was Britt Baker. Like, that match, there should have not been any fold. I think, if I'm not mistaken, didn't Thunder Rosa do some stuff?
She came over to Impact.
So it was just I don't know.
She didn't really. I don't know if she had anything else to do. But
I don't know. It was just, I don't know. I think they gave us the bare minimum, and I think if she was, this should definitely we'll talk about this on the news.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
I think that we should have another Knockouts Knockdown.
Absolutely.
I feel like that pay-per-view was really, really good. It showcased, you got to see some older knockouts, knockouts from past, present, and what's going on now, Interact, and so on and so forth. I feel like we should get another one of those.
And of course, NWA.
Yeah, with NWA too.
I think that's in the works, though. I'm pretty sure.
Well, NWA Empower is currently in the works as of right now. That's probably why we haven't really seen Mickie James either. She's kind of been off the screen, but once we get into this next person, she definitely called out after her match and said, "Baby, I'm not done with you. Come on out the corner. I'm looking for you. I know you might be on stage performing those tired old songs, but come on back to the ring, sweetheart, because I'm not done with you." Okay.
Well, and my thing is, if we circle back to this match, I don't know why I said that. Girl, if we circle back to this match, what are we doing? Because I feel like I'm going to get the same feel that I got when she beat Deonna. But before we move on, of course, I was wrong in my prediction, even though I wasn't doubting Tasha Steelz. I just thought maybe we would go to a crazy place. I love the attire. It's really giving we're seeing a different side of Tasha Steelz. The Knockouts World Champion, she deserves this moment more than anything, honestly. I think that this was a stellar match before, for the two. I talked about it briefly in the recap, how they've had history. And, I mean, I don't know. Her opponents are endless at this point, honestly.
They really are. I mean, she could go against anybody. Maybe she really could go against anybody. I know she wants Mickie James again because she's not done with her. Because okay, I beat Rosemary. You know what I'm saying? I was going for Tasha. I wanted Tasha to win.
I was definitely going for her too.
So I just feel like Tasha really she came out of nowhere with her finisher on Rosemary, and it was that was it. And I loved her, Lion King inspired look. It was definitely giving Scar.
Yeah.
Um, and it definitely gave exactly what it what it was. I mean, now it's like, okay, you've beat Rosemary.
Yeah.
Who's next? Who does Tasha Steelz want to run through next? You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Yeah.
you have, I mean, of course, you have like a Chelsea Green. You do have a Deonna Purrazzo. She feels like she wants to get back into that title picture. You can have Havoc. Maybe even
I think
Savannah.
Lady Frost would be a good,
Yeah,
when
maybe
she gets back,
possibly. Yeah. Even like, throw some with like Giselle or something like that. Tasha versus Taya or Havoc. I don't think it'll be a bad match either, unless Taya finds her way over here trying to be the champ or something.
Listen to here. Tasha Steelz, congratulations.
So what do you
You
call badass?
you deserve, you deserve, you deserve, you deserve. And I think you will have a very lengthy and productive reign. I see Tasha becoming a 2-time, 3-time, 4-time
Mm-hmm.
knockouts champion, down the road.
Yeah.
However, um, I've said this for weeks. I've prepared myself for weeks, and I don't think I prepared myself enough. Um, Deonna Purrazzo, if it wasn't for you, um, I don't know how special some of these Impact shows would have honestly been. Being able to see Deonna wrestle and talk to her and stuff like that. It reminds me of how I first started when I loved and started to grow on Charlotte Flair.
Mm-hmm.
It puts me in the same mood. Um and I don't know. Like I'm not even mad. I'm not even mad. I'm definitely way more upset about Trey losing, honestly. Um I'm not upset. I'm very very and I'm very proud of these two women and what they did tonight. Um I thought that I was gonna come here and be like really super like, but I'm not even upset. Um, I think what happened was supposed to happen. I think
Mm-hmm.
Ty Vackery made a statement, signed a check, and tonight she cashed it. Um, with that being said, when you're a champ and you lose one, you can still look to either the left or the right and see something there.
Mm-hmm.
You also, when you're the virtuosa, you have an opportunity to go anywhere you want and take any title you want. And this last message, before we get into Taya Valkyrie, is from Mercedes Martinez. Now that Deonna is a complete and the sole current, because you're interim, current ROH Women's World Champion, there is some unfinished business that we will see, I'm sure, in due time. So forever and always, we will always and forever be in the age of the virtuoso. But yeah, baby doll, congratulations. You did it. You did it, Taya. You told me you were gonna do it, and you did it. Like I have nothing more. I have nothing more. I hope that you are preparing yourself now as a champion, because from my understanding, you will go toe to toe again with Deonna Purrazzo in just 6 days.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that title is on the line.
It's possible. But I doubt she lose it again. I doubt she gonna lose it to Deanna. Deanna has a chance to regain it if possible, but I doubt that she's going to defeat Taya for that title.
No, I don't think she will.
It's
I
not.
mean, it would be nice, but no,
It'll be
they put
funny.
on.
It'll
They
be
put
funny.
on.
They really did. You know, I mean, the first time I think we actually did go back and watch their match that they had during the pandemic.
Yeah.
And now we get to see the match again, and I mean, like we've watched a lot of Taya Valkyrie matches. We watched a lot of Deanna matches, so we got
I
familiarized.
flooded y'all with Taya last night.
I was here for it.
Let me
Honestly, I didn't mind it because I do like Taya Valkyrie.
Yeah.
I do.
we didn't really get to see her that much, with her character in WWE.
No, like with her being as Frankie Monet, it just seems as if like, you know, they were putting her in stupid feuds or small matches and it didn't even really matter that much until after she left. I think that with her being in WWE, they didn't value the work and that she put in being over in TNA. You know, being a champion, anything she done, you know, outside of Impact and so on and so forth. Like they didn't really understand exactly who this woman was and that she is a beast. Like she is not coming to play. I've told Nickie, I was like, she's gonna beat Deanna's ass.
And yeah, she took it there.
And I'm like, and I told Nickie, we were talking as we was watching it, and I was like, just imagine you being right there front row.
I'm glad I wasn't.
And she looks over to you, and she brings Deanna over there near you
With this shirt on, with the
with that shirt on.
I would cry.
And she just bangs her head into like,
and then y'all give me double homicide.
Literally back to back.
Like I'm so glad I wasn't at the show.
Yo, Nickie would have been like, you know what? That's it.
I would have left. Tasha, honestly, the way the card would have been set up, I would have had to take a break and come back for Tasha and Josh. Because when I tell you, I couldn't even like stomach the first loss.
When I tell y'all that was like so, it was funny to me because
yeah, of course,
like we were okay.
It was
so
sabbatical, literally.
Yo, we was sitting there, we watched the first, okay, cool. Then they start showing the video package for Taya and Deanna. It's like, oh my God, this match is next. Like, why would they do this match so early? I really thought that they was gonna like maybe put it where Tasha and Rosemary was, but they didn't. And then then when they pulled up Trey and the triple threat match, Nickie really thought Trey was gonna go on first. She really
I thought Trey was going first, because I thought it was entertaining, you know.
But that didn't transpire. Trey came after Deanna's loss. And so then Trey loses. It's just like, now we got this big gap of it doesn't even matter who the hell is coming on. It doesn't even matter.
I didn't care.
These two losses.
Because I got Eddie Edwards.
Care less.
We literally watched Eddie Edwards, and I was like, man, this is gonna be a banger. I was like, this show is gonna be a banger, man. I was like, we finna get all the good matches. I was like, I'm good. I was like, they're gonna do Trey first, and then we're gonna brush off, Deanna and them gonna be down the road.
We didn't even get Trey first. We got Jay White and Chris Sabin and Steve Maxson. We got them first, and then it was like it was crazy. It was so funny. You guys have no idea the silence that was transpiring in the midst of all of this happening. Like Nickie didn't even say anything. Like she was just sitting there, and it was just like.
I sat there for a while. I had no customers.
It was so funny.
I was at work. I had no.
Imagine Nickie having customers when this match happening.
I was pissed.
I don't even know what had transpired, but it was hilarious. Like for me, I didn't even care if my people won or lost. I was just happy to see them. But Nickie.
I mean, I'm always happy. Listen, y'all know I'm always happy to see Trey. I'm always happy to see Deanna. Especially, on my screen or live, or it doesn't matter. But seeing them in that way, like.
But Trey losing was very unexpected, though.
Yeah, that was.
You kind of felt as if like.
I was trying to
Deanna's
take
part of
myself out of the whole like Deanna thing. I
I
was
told
like,
you.
no, she's at a marquee, you know, blah blah
Mhm.
blah, you know. But
I told you. And then look what happened.
Trey lost, and I just like, wow, this what y'all doing?
This is what he
Like,
doing.
this is what y'all doing?
Definitely.
Like, what is?
Who is Jay Whip? Who is that?
They got some beef. I don't know.
Who is Wimpley? Who is that?
Jay Wimpley. I don't know.
I don't know who that is.
I don't know.
I mean, he must be a new wrestler or something.
All I know is.
Ah,
Ah, ah.
hello.
All I know is, you guys, that was it. Again, you know, shout out to this woman.
Mm-hmm. Amazon Tribe. I don't know what your issue is with Jay White, but you didn't leave that man alone. Like, I don't know what he has done to you, but he's done absolutely nothing wrong to you. So I don't know what your issue is with him. So there's no Jay White slammed on my watch. Okay.
On my watch, she said.
But I definitely got a switchblade for you. Okay, and I don't miss.
Oh. Well, I gave a moment of silence. Ooh, Trey, and of course, you know, just before we get out of here, run it up. But this is Women's Wrestling Talk, and so before we get out of here, I just want to give another moment of silence. Nickie, not Nickie mad. I'm mad at the salty fries. I am the salt. Please stop.
Hello, salt shakers. Thank you. She
We're
is
gonna give
in the salt shakers, I think. And I'm the shaker. Best believe that.
going after them knockouts world champion. No, you know what? We don't even have to do that. We're gonna go after Violent by Design. Okay, we're going after Violent by Design. That's Slammiversary. Book it. With that being said, a moment of silence.
Oh God.
For the champ herself, Deonna Purrazzo, the best technical wrestler of our time. We are in the age and forever in the age of the virtuosa. Please.
Okay, first of all, my hands may be small, but best believe they hit like a 40-year-old veteran. Okay, I promise you, I'll beat the dog out of you. Know that.
Thank you.
Go play with your mama, not me, because I ain't the one. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
You know, it stay jumping in the comments.
Please, you've been an amazing tribe. You've been attacking me for the longest. Now you don't want no beef with me, okay? You don't. I'm not the one. I pull up on your set for real, okay? Take over your city. Don't play with me. I run you over immediately.
She said she was switchblade.
Okay, and that switch cone stick too. Hello.
Oh my goodness, I love it, y'all.
Don't try no beef with me, okay? I could have promo on you right quick.
You booked for Slammiversary.
Yeah, go play with your mama, not me. My mother is asleep in her bed. Go play with your mama. Go play in the street. Go touch some grass. Go play with some cats and dogs. Go run in the bushes. Go roll down the hill. I don't care. Go jump on top of a car and twerk your ass. I don't care what you do. Leave me alone. Okay. Leave me alone and leave Jay White alone. We're not doing this here. Okay.
Period. Thank you. Bobby, shout out to everyone in the comments. Let me stroll all the way up to the top. See, I'm giving you some good old, like, you know, New York, period. Shout out to the whole winning team. We don't play that. It don't matter what's going on. Trey Miguel, Deonna Purrazzo, still the top of the impact. But no, seriously, shout out to Tamara was in here. Joseph, King Sammy, the Wrestling Classic. Justin, Amazing Tribe, Bobby, you know, just everybody in here showing love. I'm just trying to make sure I get everybody.
Your comebacks are whack. Okay, you're weak.
All right.
No,
We're gonna
I
say
ain't gonna try to
we're
be
gonna,
amazing tribe when you ain't even got a tribe. Neither you amazing. Okay.
we're gonna say that for Slammiversary.
Yeah, because it's about to be a slam on anniversary on it. Stop playing with me.
We are what was I even going to say? Oh, I was going to talk about Turnbuckle Lamb. We are going to have a show tomorrow for Turnbuckle Lamb. We don't know what time. It's a lot of chaotic stuff going on. I'll be traveling to Vendetta. If you guys know anything about the show that's going on,
you know where to find me. You know where I be at. Look, I'm telling you, I'll pull up on you. Don't play with me. When you hear that engine running, you better be running too.
Well,
yeah, but Nickie will be traveling.
Yeah, I'll be going to Vendetta tomorrow. It's a really like so cool show. Like I'm so excited to even be going. Get away from Tennessee for a while, touch the Atlanta air, you know. But yeah, it's a big card. I mean, it has I know Lee Moriarty, I think, is on it. Castor is on it. A lot of men, women. One of the Renegades is on there. Yeah, it's a good show, but make sure you guys tune in. We'll update you about Turnbuckle Lamb. Of course, Monday we'll be back. The Salt Shakers will be taking over Monday Night Raw again, per usual. I mean, Big Purr. Don't forget about that. And then Wednesday, come back with the Dynamite Dolls. Of course, don't forget AEW Dynamite. Thursday again. I keep forgetting today's Saturday and not Thursday. I really thought so.
Technically today is Sunday. It's a whole nother day here.
Right. Oh, that does make sense. Well, with that being said, Thursday, join us with Impact. Again, we'll be reviewing the show, the Salt Shakers, once again. And then Friday, again with Stephanie and Santana, breaking down SmackDown and AEW Rampage. What? Y'all have had a show every day this week except for Tuesday.
Unfortunately, because I'm banned. Do you guys think Deanna will do? We're unsure exactly when she will be doing. If she's still going to be doing her champ challenge. I mean, who really knows what's going to transpire for Deanna Purrazzo? Yeah. But I mean, I guess we'll find out on Thursday. What happens, sir? And it still can run you over immediately. So don't even play. Okay, know that. Stop playing. Why y'all be trying to play with me? Like, come on now, y'all. Come on, now. Listen. Why y'all don't never jump on nobody? Any of my other co-hosts, y'all always trying to come for me.
Listen, I don't know.
What's the problem?
When am I coming to New York? I have no idea. Listen,
she could have been in the. She chose.
I could have been.
Really?
I think it was best that I didn't. You know, but I'll come. You know. I'm down.
Heel. I am the heel. Okay.
Yeah, you are. You definitely.
What are you talking about? I am the whole heel. You don't want no problem with me.
I'm the heel only because right now it's Taurus season. You know, obviously, you guys don't forget my birthday's coming up, so make sure you wish me a happy birthday when that happens. But seriously, y'all, we will be here. You know,
I got 2 months. Well, 3, 2 months and a half before my birthday. So
Period.
That's about it. So
that's it.
Unless some people got something else to say in the comment section.
Oh Lord,
I'm ready. Okay, I took me a nap. I'm up. I'm ready to swing on anybody. Know that. Okay, please know that. Put you in the headlock real quick.
Well, do you want to close us out?
You guys can definitely find me on Google, Driune Santana. That's where you can find me at. You can follow my photography page, Muse by Santana, because that's the only social media platform I'm giving out.
Even though her other one is on that page.
Literally. It literally is. So
I thought about that last night when you last night when you said that, I was like, what?
Yeah, my personal is on there. I know that because you know what's up. I don't play that.
Well, y'all know where y'all can find me. It's a little updated on Twitter now because Charlotte Flair actually follows me on Twitter. So So it's not as chaotic. Because when the queen watching,
she might retweet something.
when the queen watching, and also Deanna also follows me and Trey follows me too. So I try not to raise too much havoc. I've started noticing that now, making my way in the wrestling world. But people still know that I will give a good rant. Or
Hear me out.
Twitter, hear me out. I'm just a poet.
Yeah, she's very poetic.
I'm very poetic in my
No
words.
justice.
No what?
No justice. Yeah, I would definitely like to see Josh Alexander versus Morrissey one day on Impact. I think
But you know what? Have
Mhm.
Jordan Grace help him win that title and then turn on him, and then she becomes the Impact World Champion.
That's it. We'll finally have it.
That's long-term booking.
That is long-term booking for what you casual wrestlers like to say.
Oh, I don't know if we have any casuals. The comments keep blowing up. This is what keeps
They
us.
really are. Y'all really do keep us here. Like you guys, y'all still here. Y'all enjoy the variations of accents that we give you guys.
Yeah.
I don't really think you guys even know what our real voices sound like, to be honest.
I don't think so either.
Not really. Not
really.
Not really. Just a little something, not too much for you guys. Honestly, I can't wait. Honestly, if I was to ever be able to have the chance to do NXT UK, this would really be my voice.
Could you imagine like us running down the whole NXT and then like switching to doing the whole NXT
UK?
I would spend a lot of time talking about the men too.
Probably. Oh, definitely. I would love to just sit and talk about.
Are we gonna add like? So for those that don't know, I've added NWA, and I've also added MLW Fusion because I don't know what regular MLW is at this moment. I guess I'll be finding that out sooner or later. So, and I've also added this new program. I think it's called Power Surge NWA. I watched it today. So we've been trying to here at Women's Wrestling Talk, we've been trying to make sure we're giving all of the exposure evenly. So not only indies too, because of course we get a lot of indie stuff. We get a lot of WWE, AEW, now Impact, but even with stuff like NXT, NXT UK, Level Up, MLW, NWA. So be on the lookout for a lot of more content. And when I say that, I mean like on the social medias. Be on the lookout for more posts that you see on Instagram, including the Women of Stardom. Especially in the months that we have coming on as we celebrate, Asian Pacific Islander Heritage Month.
You got it.
But and just like we really want to turn it up over the summer. Like we really do. Really want to make sure that all of your women are getting covered. Because it's not just about WWE. It's not just about AEW. It's not just about people who are signed. There are a lot of people who are doing a lot of moving and shaking.
They are
in and out without even being tied to these people. We talked to Renee. We talked over the WrestleCon weekend. We talked to Layla Gray. So there's a lot of people that are fluctuating through women's wrestling now who have much more opportunities to be independent, be free agents, but also be in big promotions and just travel the world. And so what we are planning to do is just turn it up a little bit and give you more coverage as we've been, but just give it in a much higher volume, if that makes sense. And we want to make sure that every fan is covered. And if you guys at any time have any ideas or any wrestlers that you think we should be talking about or watching out for, please send it to the Instagram page. Don't be shy. Send it to the Twitter. Bobby, shout out to Bobby because Bobby tags me in everything. Okay, Bobby will send me everything. Before I even know, Bobby will send it to me. We had a talk about Angelina Love, different things. So you guys just send us stuff because we've been on a crazy path of research lately.
Yeah, I've been dabbling into GCW, which I've having a lot of fun with GCW. I feel
Woo!
like GCW is a crowd that I need to be at.
Yeah,
The commentators cursing, I live for it. Put me on commentary for one of your matches at GCW.
definitely.
I I would enjoy that a lot. I want to go to a GCW show. I really do. So if I'm blessed with the opportunity to go to a GCW show,
Yeah,
I definitely want to be there. I'm going to enjoy all of just everything that takes place there. So,
yeah.
I mean, of course.
And hopefully one day we'll get on commentary.
Hopefully, put the Salt Shakers on commentary for GCW. I promise you, the price is going to go up.
And then just have, women's wrestling talk all over the banners, GCW.
Mm-hmm.
Could you imagine like women's wrestling talk, like running the women's division at GCW?
Child, it's going to be chaotic.
It's going to be crazy. But
The men will only have 3 minutes.
I'll give Matt Cordona 10 minutes to say whatever the hell he wants to say.
Child, as long as
I love them.
Yeah.
I know we're being like really random at the ending, but I love the major.
They have power in GCW. They really do.
The last name.
Who?
The major.
What major players?
The major player.
I thought you were talking about Mojo Riley or something.
I was about to say the major kings. I don't know why.
I mean, they are major kings in GCW. I will say that.
Jesus, listen.
They holding it down. Matt Cardona taking her Corona from kids and selling it.
What they're doing, dude. And that, don't forget to check out that video of Matt Cardona getting the Hurricanrana from the kid.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god,
it was like, it's supposed to be cute, but it's just like fire. Like, hello, like, please.
Yes, we
definitely
need
that.
We definitely need chaos. Well,
what is it? I think because we had like 2 questions in there.
Oh, okay.
Amazon. I mean, Amazing Try. I keep calling him Amazon. I keep calling you Amazon. I don't know your gender, but I don't want to butcher it. But you know who you are. The person who I got beef with right now, who started my early rivalry with. What are both of your thoughts overall of the wrestling universe currently? I mean, are you talking about in regards to like fans wise?
I think it's just like
or just like
what's going on, I guess. Overall, I would say this. I think that WWE doesn't get enough credit for what they're doing with the women.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we have 4 of the most dominating champions right now: Sasha Banks, Charlotte Flair. And I said, look at me saying Sasha Banks first. Naomi, wow. I know. Naomi and Bianca Belair. And then you have Jade. And even though I'm not the biggest Thunder Rosa fan, she is a champion. You're coming off the heel of someone like Britt Baker. You go into other promotions. Look at Deanna. Look at Jordan Grace. Look at all the women at AEW. Anna Jay, Ruby Soho. The wrestling world for women is just, as a whole, I mean, it's thriving. And I don't know if we just got an insight on this at WrestleCon. But this was our first time. We were in the building with literally, and I'm just going to name a few.
Like everybody.
Vicky Guerrero, Lita, Trish, and I mean like Jazz literally was there. Candice Michelle's, and then you see that, but then you see the young talent like the Ruby Sohos and the Britt Bakers and the Thunders and the other ones and the Anna Jays and the and the Alleys and the Rosemarys and the Tasha Steeles and
not everybody,
Giselle Shaws. You see the I'll just say this: to be able to be a part of this growth is honestly like, it might sound cliche, but it's a dream come true. Being a part of this, being able to do this, no matter how we feel about who our favorites are or whatever, at the end of the day, it's still about women's wrestling, right?
It is.
So for me, and TNA, Impact, they've been doing it.
They have.
They've been doing it. They've been doing it for years to come. The beautiful people, ODB, you know, just magnitudes of people. Mickey James, even,
Mhm.
Gail Kim, they've been doing it. So I just think it gets better from here. I just think we're going to continue. What I think is going to happen is we're going to continue to see Black women
Mhm.
be able to thrive when and this is just my personal opinion. I have felt like of all the demographics in women's wrestling, Black women are at the top of that list. I'm not saying they're the only ones that have had held backs.
Mhm.
But now we're seeing with the Jades and the Biancas and Sasha Banks coincide, like being able to trickle down, and Naomi, like, you
Mhm.
know what I'm saying, like, child. And look at someone like Naomi, who's been in the game. I mean, maybe shy 2 years of someone like Natalia.
Mhm.
So it's like that is what I enjoy the most, is just being able to see the younger women have something to look at, because think about it. Sasha and Bailey and them, they do. When they talk about certain people that they had to look up to, it's sometimes always the men. And
Mhm.
look at their wrestling,
Yeah.
Eddie Guerrero, you know. So I just think, you know, everything is at a um
It's at a good space though, because I feel like now the newer generation that's coming up can say that they looked at your Natalias
mhm,
now.
mhm,
They can say that they were inspired by your Chinas. You know, there are some women wrestlers who are like literally at the top of their game as of right now, who have who sometimes base their image off of, women of the past.
mhm.
They do, despite being inspired, maybe wrestling style, maybe inspired about the men because they were the ones who were really doing the training and having the most matches and doing some amazing moves or whatever.
Yeah.
But you do have some of the new generation in women's wrestling that's coming up who they are inspired by some of the women as of right now, and I do agree that I think at some point we really are starting to see a lot of our Black women wrestlers skyrocket to the top, holding champions. Literally, WWE, your Raw Women's Champion, your SmackDown, not your Raw Women's Champion, and your Tag Team Champions are Black women.
Mhm. All of them.
All of them, they're Black women. Despite what you may feel about Sasha, whatever, but all of them are Black women.
And even to talk about that too, Lash Legend is in the UK running promos with NXT.
Exactly.
And so it's just good to see that
Mm-hmm.
from all dynamics,
Yeah.
because there have been, people can say what they want to about Sasha, but
Mm-hmm.
if people watch that Evil, I think they'll really see a different side of Sasha that we just haven't really we
Same.
haven't seen like that,
I just feel like even when she did the interview, well, when she was on a Broken Skull podcast, Sasha's always talked about wanting to be the greatest. She always wanted to walk in being the best. She knew that she was the best when she was in the room with a whole bunch of other different girls.
Mhm.
She knew that she was small. Obviously, she was very petite. So small women, they don't really, they're likable, but sometimes they don't really get paid attention to unless you got like big boobs or something, unless you
Yeah,
got really something to look at. And Sasha was the total opposite. She doesn't have all of that.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? But she's a great wrestler. She has a great character. She definitely has won over the fans with her just who she is.
yeah.
And still is to this day. The fans pop for Sasha. Honestly, they really do.
They
They go
really.
crazy for that
She
girl.
gets she gets crazy anytime she comes back. No matter how many times she comes back, she
She's gonna
goes.
get a pop. People
They,
gonna go crazy over her. They love her, so on and so forth. You know
yeah.
what I'm saying?
So
So
yeah. Overall, I think we're on the ride with you guys.
mhm,
So I just can't wait to see what the rest of this year has in store. These 4 months
mhm,
of wrestling have been some of the best 4 months that I feel like we've had. To get, I don't know if it's just we've been together and it's just like we've been in the field. It feels like even when we don't go to the shows, even with tonight, you know, we were this was different.
Yeah.
Rebillion was different tonight.
Yeah. It was really
went-
good.
It was. It really was. And it put Impact. If you're not watching Impact, I don't know why.
Yeah.
I really don't know why.
This was honestly, as I was like on Twitter, this is the most that I've really seen people even talk about Impact. People, I don't even see people talk about Impact shows like during the week or whatever. I mean, maybe because they may already know what the spoilers are or whatever, but
That's true.
they don't sit there and talk about the shows or anything. This is probably the closest I've really seen people start talking about Impact. You know, they always say, so I know that there are some people that say, oh, Impact is so hard to get into or whatever, but I can say that Impact has probably not, as many pay-per-views and shows that they've had, their match card isn't terrible. The stories that they have for it isn't terrible. Like, it's really good, you know, but I don't know. Y'all so focused on AEW and WWE.
Yeah. That's the thing. And especially now that AEW is kind of, you know,
starting to skyrocket, you know.
I just don't like that they get all this heat for not, like, I don't know. We talk about this all the time. And I think it's gonna always be a occurring thing. But like the whole like AEW doesn't do enough with their women. I really like I have
main event shows.
Like, I have no energy left for that conversation. I think it's very repetitive. And all I can ever tell people is like, watch if you have a favorite, because I'm gonna tell you, I tell anybody. I may have a few people that I like in AEW, but I'm there for Britt. Now, there's a lot of the guys that I really like to, you know, really love to see. Of course, the Acclaim, Orange Cassidy, Adam Cole, you know, of course. Like, that's of course. But I'm like, when it comes to, you know, the women, I think that it's been built to kind of look way more competitive.
Yeah.
No matter what's going on. And I think that when people just kind of realize that there's more that goes into it, and we're getting a lot of great, you know, women.
Yeah, like, you know, Willow was great in her match that she had with Deanna. Yeah. Like she was banging her ass, and even with her match that she had on AEW in the qualifying match was really good.
Yeah.
The Woe, she's really good. AQA is really good. Holly Dead is really good.
The women of today are just, I don't know.
Huh?
I said the women of today are just
like, we're seeing a lot more women wrestlers who are like really making a name for themselves and really getting really big, like on the indies wise. And even though they do a few shows on Dark or whatever, I mean, it's still the fact of like these women are like the top of the bunch right now. Like they're going to be like those super like future stars that a lot of people need to watch out for, whether they get signed or not. You know, it's just the fact of that. It seems as if like the indies is where a lot of these wrestlers really do thrive at.
Yeah.
And they get to go wherever they want.
Yeah.
They get to wrestle. They get booked to wrestle so many different matches in a week, within days or even just a month or whatever. They're able to wrestle a lot, and I started to understand and appreciate why a lot of people really enjoy the indies, because you get to see your favorite wrestle whoever, and you know, build those connections with them, and you know, and so on and so forth. So you know. Not saying nothing is wrong with, you know, if they choose to get signed to a company or whatever. You know, one thing I will say that I like about Impact is that even though there are people in Impact that are signed to Impact, they're also maneuvering around, wrestling in a lot of different events. So it's not like they're being hindered.
They're not. And let's be honest, Deanna and Trey have both held titles
in other
promotions.
Yeah.
Where wrestling, he's currently another champion, Revolver champion.
Revolver, yeah.
So I mean, and it just goes to show, and I was gonna say this before we close. Yeah. Hopefully a lot of these women do get to become, or in the in Impact. I would love to see it, honestly. I think there's always room. There's always room,
Oh, yeah, always.
I think AEW may not need as much. I think they need to work with the talent that they have now, especially when it comes to the women. But I think with the Impacts, I think it's always good to see, because we've seen a very slow burn with Lady Frost and Giselle Shaw. Yeah. And now they're, to me, becoming very established. As it's slow, but it's kind of like, don't lose sight on them. And then you have big contenders like Jordynne Grace, Deonna Purrazzo, of course. And then even Madison Rayne, of course, legendary. It's just a variety. So yeah, we want to thank you guys for this last 20-minute talk that we did.
Because otherwise we'll be in here for like 2 hours, and it's just I'm like, what is going on up in here? Like, look, girl,
we could
be chatting, y'all be chatting with us, so it's just
like me and Santana are known for a good 3-4 o'clock. We will find something. Okay, we will find something. Like, we don't even care. We will find any match. We have watched so many TNA pay-per-views.
We have,
like, over even just 7 days.
Literally.
But we thank you guys for joining us. Of course, you guys, until next time, this is Women's Wrestling Talk.
The number one women's show on
the planet.
Women's Wrestling Talk. The number one women's wrestling show on the planet.